everybody, it's Carla with Cobweb Corner Cross Stitch, and thanks for joining me. I can't believe we have over 180 subscribers already. Thank you to everybody who has subscribed, and if you're joining me for the first time, thank you, and I hope you'll consider subscribing too. So I'm really excited about that. I love reading your comments and your questions, and seeing how many views I got is just a lot of fun, and it's a lot of fun to make the videos. So thanks again for joining me, and I hope you enjoy this one too. It's been a little bit over a week since my last upload, and things just kind of got away from me a little bit. I also really wanted to have a finish to show you, and I'll show you what I'm working on later, but I didn't quite get it done, and I was kind of putting off the video thinking I could actually say I finished something, but that didn't happen, but I'm close. What did we do? So 2 weekends ago we went up to Minneapolis and saw my best friends from college. Which was a long time ago, so I've known them forever, it seems like, and they're also the godparents to my daughter. And the guys did some work in the basement hanging ceiling tile, and my friend and I sat and went through her cross-stitch stash. She has decided to downsize her stash, and she has been stitching since 1980 or before even, and she is a prolific stitcher. She cross-stitched so many things. She's an amazing craft person. She does beadwork and knitting and cross-stitching, and with her she finishes a ton of things. I have so many wonderful gifts from her, so it was a little sad to see her go through everything, and she kept quite a bit, so that it's not like she's given up cross-stitch, but she just decided it was time to go through things, so she wanted to know if I wanted to buy it and list in my store. So we came home with at least 3 big boxes of really nice charts that I'm anxious, charts and tons of magazines, older magazines, so I'm really anxious to get those listed and share those with you. So that should be starting that hopefully this week, and see how that goes. Otherwise, with this last week with my cross-stitch store, if you're just joining me for the first time, I actually manage 5 online stores, and cross-stitch is my main business. So the cross-stitch side, last week I spent the entire week listing items from wholesale orders that I had received in the mail. So I had one from Hoffman Distributing, and one from Glendale Place, and one from Dinky Dyes. Dinky Dyes, I buy designers like Shannon Christie, Tempting Tangles, Long Dog Samplers, a few more. So they have a variety of things. Hoffman Distributing, what I got this time was mostly Stony Creek restock, and which is always a lot. I sell so much Stony Creek. They have just such a huge variety of patterns. And then new to me, well, not really new to me, but new to the store, I decided to buy a bunch of the Kit and Bixby charts. Sorry, the Kit and Bixby charts. And I just went crazy with the cats. So I apologize to dog lovers everywhere. And this stash is just going to have a lot of cat charts in it. So share a little bit of those. The Kitten Bixby. First, we have the series, Winter Fur, Summer Fur, Spring Fur, and Autumn Fur. And there's just little black cats in all of those designs. We've got one called Be Kind to Your Cat Sampler. It says, no act of kindness, no matter how small, is ever wasted. It's more of a traditional alphabet sampler with the saying on the bottom, and then the 4 kitties. This one doesn't have a cat. It's Chocolate is Nature's Way of Making Up for Mondays. Really cute. For the love of cats, for the love of a cat. This would be great at Valentine's Day, but it'd be great all year long. I have 2 kitties. My kitties are new to me a year ago. I rescued them from a shelter. I lost my cat when we lived in France. We took my, how old was he when we took him? I think he was 15 and a half when we moved to France, and was 17 when he passed away there. So I went a couple years, a year and a half or so or more without a cat, and really debated on whether to get another one or not. But I rescued two kitties, two sisters, and their names are Bordeaux and Toulouse after our time in France. And they're a handful, but I love them to pieces. And they'll probably be walking in here. Hopefully not, because once they're in, they don't usually leave. So this is one of my favorites, Haunted Fur. I love the stack of pumpkins and the kitties around the pumpkins. I really like that one. And then this is House on Haunted Hill with the alphabet along the top and the kitties. And this one says, it's really the cat's house, I just pay the mortgage. That's pretty true around here. God Bless America, Land That I Love. Morning Star Cottage. On Halloween night, this old house comes alive to scare little cats who just want to survive. It's a cute one. Home is wherever your cat is, and I have to say I agree with that. Happy is the home with at least one cat. And whatever greater gift than the love of a cat. So again, sorry dog lovers, I just went crazy with the cat purchases this week, and I just think they're cute as all get out. So another wholesale order that I got was from Teresa Kogut, and refilling, restocking, and getting some charts I hadn't had in stock before. And I'm sure you're probably familiar with hers, but I'll show you some of my favorites that are available in our store right now. This one I just love, Stylin' Snowman and Moon Dance. I think this is a full coverage chart, but I think if you got a really neat patterned fabric that was oranges and stuff, and just did the moon and then the tree and the witch, I think that would look really cool without having to do the full stitch. You wouldn't get that swirl effect, which is really cool, but that's an option. Tiger Cat, again, more cats. Love that primitive design. This is one of her newer ones that was released at Market and sold out right away at Market, I believe. This one I really like. It's Patriotic Santa. He's got the flag, and then it says Christmas down the side here. And Santa Angel. And this is so cute. He's got this little snowman in his pocket. Not sure how that works, but really like that. And Buckethead, which I love the title of that one. It's got a snowman with a bucket for a hat. And this one is For You, E-W-E. Nice. And then Happy Scarecrow. Really like this chart too. Flying Lessons. Let It Snow. They just look so happy. And Ho Ho Ho. See, again, snowman in the pocket. Isn't that cute? And then it just says Ho 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 there. By far, the most popular chart on my site is Halloween March. This is also a full coverage chart, but isn't that, I just love that. I've probably shown that on a previous, when I went over Market, but I had to reorder, I was out. God is Good. And Oh My Soul. Now, I was just watching Teresa's FlossTube video this morning, and she announced that there is an error on the Oh My Soul chart. So if you have purchased Oh My Soul, what it is the area on her forehead and chin, and I think her nose, when the pattern was made with whatever she uses to make the pattern, it accidentally used the same symbol twice for 2 different colors. So we do have a correction. You can contact me and I can get the correction to you, or you can contact Teresa or your local LNS to get a correction. If you purchase it from me, I will provide the corrected pattern with this, the corrected PDF. So just be aware that if you have it in your stash and haven't started stitching it yet, that there's the same symbol used with 2 different colors. Okay, so let's see what's next. So what else did I do? First of all, when my daughter was little, I tried a lot of different things that to get her to talk to me and stuff. And one of the things I did that worked really well was when she came home from school, I never said, "How was school?" Because you're going to get the fine, fine, fine. You know, sure, if you're a parent, you know how that goes. So what I would do instead was say, "Tell me 3 good things that happened at school." And then I'd say, "Tell me 3 bad things that happened at school." And sometimes she had bad things and sometimes she didn't, but that got her to have to answer the question a little bit there. So I don't know why I brought that up, but oh, I know why I brought it up, because I did have something bad happen to me. So I had lots and lots of good things happen, but something I wanted to bring up that really bothered me, and I don't mean to go on a rant, but I do advertising on Facebook, and had my ad out there, and somebody posted a comment, and you know, you expect to get some kind of rude or not very nice comments every once in a while, but somebody posted a comment that said basically, "Oh great, another site putting our local LNS out of business." And that's the second time in 2 months that I've kind of been shamed for having an online-only shop, and it really hurt. The other time was at Market, and if you've watched my videos, I mentioned it when I talk about Market, where there were some designers who wouldn't sell to me because I didn't have a brick and mortar store. And it really, we got the survey results from the Market back, and I wasn't the only one who was hurt by that and who didn't understand it. I've been selling cross stitch online since 1999. I've had my main store and had, you know, like a website, real website, and really got into it and started my business with a business license in 2003. So I've been doing this a long time, and the reason I left my job as a programmer was I have this huge entrepreneurial spirit, and I just really, you know, was really wanting to do that, but also because I wanted to stay home with my daughter. She was reaching the age where she couldn't do after-school daycare anymore, and this was a way for me to do something I love and be with her before and after school too. And when I decided what I was going to do, I chose cross stitch because I love it so much, and I'm passionate about it, and I want other people to be passionate about it. And it really hurts for somebody to tell me that, you know, I'm out there to put LNSs out of business, because I want everybody who has a business to succeed. And we don't have an LNS in our town. There's I live near Cedar Rapids, Iowa. There is one in the adjoining town, but Cedar Rapids, which is, you know, 90,000 people or so, doesn't have an LNS. And I'm really, really passionate about keeping this craft alive and encouraging younger people to start, and also with our strength being new and used, I'm able to recycle so many of the charts that you can't find anymore. So I'm getting stuff out there for people that their LNS isn't going to have. And I would never, I don't know, I'm kind of rambling, but it was very hurtful. And they said they said something about, oh, well, you don't have any overhead. And I was like, wow, you know, I won't tell you how much overhead I have in inventory, but they just don't know what they're talking about. And the thousands of dollars I spend on advertising, and I work 40 to 60 hours a week, and it's a business, and I'm passionate about it. You know, if you want to get upset about some of the things that's happening in the cross-stitch world, get upset about people in other countries who are buying a designer's pattern, making a PDF of it, and then selling it online. You know, that's the kind of thing that's going to hurt. But anyway, use care when you make comments. I don't get it. I'm a business owner who loves what I do, and it's just really hard to have somebody say that, you know, you're just trying to make somebody go out of business. So that was my bad thing for the week. The other bad thing that happened was not this Sunday, but 2 Sundays ago. I have never had a nosebleed ever. So if you don't like blood, I'm sorry. But about, I don't know, 8 months ago, I had my first nosebleed, and it was horrible. I had to have my husband come home from work. I'm not gonna, you know, get into the graphic details, but it was bad, and it took over almost an hour and a half to get it to even slow down. And I was like, oh my gosh, what's going on? Well, months and months go by, and last Sunday night it happened again, and they're so bad, and I don't know what's causing them and stuff. So you know, now I'm afraid to blow my nose. But this one went a little bit better. I plugged my nose for 30 minutes trying to get it to stop, and it started slowing down after about 35 minutes. So that was exciting. I didn't go to the doctor yet. You know, I go online and I read, and it's like, if your nosebleed lasts over 20 minutes, then you need to go into the emergency room. And I'm like, well, I'm not doing that. So we'll see what happens. So anyway, probably too much information there. So last week on my store, I entered a whole bunch of my wholesale orders, and then I cleaned my back area. And the back area is where I have file cabinets full of where my inventory, and also where I go there to fill orders, and I have all my shipping material there, and my floss is back there that's for sale, and it had just become a complete disaster back there. So I have a video before and after, and I will try to insert that here. So hopefully that worked, and you can see, hopefully it also looked better on the after video. So I spent all afternoon Sunday, quite a few hours, just organizing and vacuuming and getting rid of recycling boxes and stuff like that. The other thing I did this week is many years ago in the 90s, my mom and I, after Christmas, like the day after Christmas, we would go all over Iowa and buy Hallmark ornaments and resell them. So we were very early eBay users. I don't even know if it was called eBay then. So at one time I had 40 huge boxes of those Rubbermaid tubs of Hallmark ornaments. And we quit selling. At the time in the 90s, the market for those was pretty good. And we would, go buy them, sometimes 50% off, sometimes 75% off. And then we would resell them. And the bottom just dropped out of the market, and it was too much. And I really wanted to concentrate on my cross-stitch business. And then in 2003, 2004, really, I started making jewelry, professionally. And so I've been trying to get rid of my Hallmark inventory. And so this week I listed 3 boxes that fit in a flat rate box like this. So there's about 15 in each box. They're worth, retail value, I don't know, $15, $10, $150. One sold for $7, and 2 sold for $5.50. So you can do the math there. Took a hit on those, and I probably have 6 more of those boxes at least to list. I'm going to keep listing those this week, but once I do that, that will be history. I won't be doing that anymore. Then on my jewelry side of my business, I'm still really struggling to get back into making jewelry, and I'm really starting to wonder if I should stop. I kind of tell myself, just, set it aside for a while, and, I've got years and years of time left, hopefully, God willing, and the interest might come back, but I have so much jewelry already made. When I was in France, I had to close down my stores, but I took all of my jewelry making materials with me, and I made like 300 pieces of jewelry, and I already had 300 pieces made. So I need to figure out what to do there, or I need to just try to set aside some time. But every time I come into my studio and sit down to work on it, I'm just like, oh, I'd rather be listing cross-stitch books. So I don't know if that's a phase or what, but I want to show you some of the things that I have made in the past and tell you about them. This is a pendant that I made, and how I made this was I start with a brass blank. It's just metal. And then I paint it white with acrylic paint. And then after that dries, I use alcohol inks and drop the alcohol ink onto the white paint to get the colors. And then to get the design, this one's a flower design. To get the design, I take a scrapbook stamp and I stamp on top of the colors. And then I insert, this one says Delight, if you can see it there. And I put the sticker on. That was just a pre-bought scrapbook sticker. And then the whole thing is coated in a 2-part resin. So I will do things like this in batches of 30 or 40 at a time, because you have to mix up the resin, and you have to mix it pretty precisely, and then you have to let it dry for at least 3 days before you can handle it after 24 hours. But before you can put it in a plastic bag to ship to somebody, you need to wait at least 3 days. So here's another one. This is a metal blank. It's pretty messy on the back, but metal brass blank in the shape of a guitar pick. And on this one, I put the blank on a hot plate and let it heat up, and then I sprinkle, in this case, the bright pink embossing powder. So the same embossing powders you would use in scrapbooking or card making. And on this one, this one says Inspire, and that is a pre-made tag that I painted the letters white so they'll stand out. And then I added some glitter. And so those are, and then it's embedded in that same jewelry grade resin. So that's another thing that I make. And here's another one. This one's very similar. The background is a scrapbook paper, and then it says Your Heart Sings, and then I have a silver music note, and that's embedded in resin too. And then another one that's been a great seller is my foreign coins necklaces. So this is just a long necklace. This one's a French centime from, I don't know, 1933. So that's an old one. The hole was already punched in the middle. That's how it was made. And then I punched two more holes in the top here. And I actually think I have a way to make a more decorative bail on these. But I have a whole bag. I have about 5 pounds of foreign coins. And I picked out the pretty ones and I've been polishing those to make into necklaces. So those are just some of the things that I have made that are listed on cobwebcornerboutique.com, and then they'll be going to my Amazon shop. What I want to say about this is I've been making jewelry for 15 years, and my family and my friends, many of them, not all of them, still think that I buy these pendants and then put them on a chain. I'm like, no, I made that. And they go, yeah, you made the necklace. I said, no, I made the pendant. And they're like, oh, really? I didn't know you did that. And I'm like, oh my God, yes, I do that. So, and then most people, when I'm at a show, they think this is a real guitar pick. And I have to explain to them that, no, I made the guitar pick. So if you're a crafter and you run into that, I have no idea. I've put up signs, ask about my handmade pendants, things like that. But it's been 15 years, and I still struggle with people understanding that I actually make many of the components on my jewelry. So anyway, so one other thing I want to let you know about. I got a Glendon Place order in. And I messed up. So what I usually do is I order like 4 of the chart and then 2 of the embellishment and floss packs or something like that. Because very rarely a lot of people just buy the chart to have it to stitch in the future. So they're not ready to buy the embellishment pack. So I went into the shopping cart to place my wholesale order, and I meant to type a 2 for the embellishment pack for one of the charts, and it came out I ordered 12, and I'm like, I only have 5 copies of the chart. So I'm like, what am I going to do? I contact her and ship it back, and there's probably going to be a restock fee. Cheryl at Glendon Place is super nice. She probably would have worked with me on it. So, but what I decided to do instead is have a sale. So I ended up purchasing 12 of the bead pack for the sunflower mandala. It's called Helianthus, I believe is how you pronounce it. Helianthus sunflower mandala. So right now, probably until these are gone, if you buy the chart, which is just stunning, and it's one of her newer designs, if you buy the chart and put the bead packet in your cart, you'll get a 30% discount on the bead packet. So, it doesn't change the price, but when you go to check out, you'll see, I think it's like $3.30 or something off, and it's applied as a credit to your payment. So it's a great time if you love the chart as much as I do, and you were thinking about buying the chart anyway, you can get the bead packet for 30% off if you buy the chart. And I also have the floss packs available. They're not on sale, but if you want, you can get all 3, and you have everything you need except the material, the fabric, to stitch that mandala. So that is that. One of the things I wanted to share with you, I've shared in the past on some of my videos, things I do for things I like, or things that I do to reduce plastic usage or anything. So I wanted to share one of my favorite things. And one of my favorite things is fountain pens. And I'm trying to justify my love for fountain pens in that I'm not using plastic ballpoint pens, but really I just love them. So I got started with this in France. When we lived in France, pens are huge. They have pen stores everywhere. And when we travel in the United States, I look for pen stores, and I have yet to find one. even in, you know, I've gone to Philadelphia and New York and stuff, and I'm either looking in the wrong place or they just don't have them. So while we were there, everybody is just really into pens. They're kind of very important, and they're, excuse me, they're very personal. So my husband said he would get me a nice fountain pen for Christmas. So this is the first fountain pen that I got, and I love it. It's beautiful. So it's, you know, got the gold tip nib and stuff, and I really like it, but it's a little bit thick for my hand, and it also has kind of a medium-sized nib, so it writes a little bit thicker than I want. So also while I was in France, I was in a bookstore, and they had a sale, and I got this much more slender pen and a finer nib. So if you order something from me, I always write thank you on my invoice that is included with your charts, and those are written in my with my fountain pen. So then, oh, I think it was 2 Christmases ago, I put this one on my Christmas list, and my husband got that for me for Christmas. And I think this one is my favorite one. It's got a very fine nib, so it writes a little smaller. And the way they work, if you haven't used a fountain pen, and you can get fountain pens anywhere from a few dollars, you know, maybe $12, to hundreds and hundreds of dollars. But they come with I think this one has a cartridge in it. Let me open it up. So they come with these plastic cartridges, and those, you just use it up and then you throw them. Well, that kind of defeats the purpose, and they're kind of expensive. It's kind of like buying a razor and then having to pay a bunch for the blades. So I've converted. I still have some to use up for this, and then I'm going to buy a converter for this. But I buy a converter that you fill up with a bottle of ink. So I have had this bottle of ink. I use these pens every single day, every day. And I've had this bottle of ink for 2 Christmases ago, and it's still almost full. So it lasts forever. And then you don't, because you do have to refill them pretty regularly. So that's I'm saving plastic, not using plastic pitch for today, but I actually want to just get more pens. So let me know what you think about that, and if you have a fountain pen, let me know what you have and what you use. So the only thing you have to remember about fountain pens is never take them on an airplane, because the ink, when the pressure changes, your ink will go everywhere. Okay, so stitching. What did I do this week for stitching? I have almost finished my Boo Bear. He's just adorable. So I still have just this tiny bit of stitching here for the eyes and the mouth, and quite a bit of back stitching. I started the back stitching because, yay, Game of Thrones started this week. Oh my gosh, I love Game of Thrones, and I wanted something I could work on without having to look at the pattern. So got quite a bit of back stitching done, but it's going to be so cute. I can't, and I'm almost done. Otherwise, stash, hoard or whatever, what do you call it? I bought some more stash. Okay, so this is so funny. I have literally 6,000 cross stitch patterns in my back room. And what did I do? I ordered a pattern from Amazon, and I just fell in love with it. It's a kit that is by Joy Sunday called The Girl Sat on the Dragon Reading a Book. And I just love it. I don't usually buy kits, and I'm really debating. The pattern is just a 14 count Ada. It's pretty stiff. So I'm wondering if I should get a different fabric. And I would really like your input on that. I think it's a 14 count. Let me look. Yeah, 14 count Ada. And I'm wondering if I should get a 28 count linen and then do over 2 over 2. So let me know what you think about that, or if you think the fabric would be fine. And is there, but anyway, I don't know when I'm going to start that. Pretty soon, I hope. But I just think she is so cool. I just love that pattern, and I can't wait to start it. Another thing I want to start this week is a couple of videos ago I showed you my order, my wholesale order from Fern Ridge Collections. And Fern Ridge, all of their designs are smalls, and the smalls are just amazing. And I've never done one, and their pictures are good, but they still aren't the same as seeing the item and opening it up and feeling it. So I thought, well, maybe I could stitch one and then show it on FlossTube. So the one I decided to do is Getaway Ghost. And before I sat down to make this video, I went through, and it's like, okay, they go steps. There are quite a few steps. So you start out with the case, and there's 12 steps, but they're like pretty, you know, each step is like start stitching 1 inch down and 1 inch over. Okay. Back stitch outline with 1 ply of floss. Okay. So, you know, you just read it and you do that. So, you know, and then they talk about assembling, and they have pictures. So it looks really pretty easy. And here's some of the inside photos. So I think I'm going to start that this week and see if I can do it. So wish me luck. If I start it, I will share my progress with you, and we'll see how long that takes. I've never done anything like this, and I'm kind of excited about it. So let me see what else is on my list here. Okay. Oh, I'm going to have to stop this. I need to announce the winner for last FlossTube. So hang on. Oh, if you do FlossTube videos, I've had this little thing. It's a remote clicker for your iPhone or iPad camera, and I used it when I was setting up jewelry photos, and I didn't want to bump anything, so I would get it set up and then I would use the clicker to take it. I'm like, I'm always reaching to to turn the camera on and off when I do my videos. So I thought, well, I wonder if it works with videos too, and it does. So I'm going to try it here. We'll see if it works. But I'm going to go draw the winner's name, and I'll be right back and announce that. Okay, I'm back. Sorry I didn't have that done before I started the video. So on the last FlossTube video, the giveaway was for Tea Scene by Teresa Wensler and published by Leisure Arts. And the winner is Allison Corbin. So Allison, you have 1 week from today. So I think today's the 14th. You have till April 21st to claim your leaflet. So thanks everybody who signed up. So this video's giveaway is in kind of in honor of Easter, and it's I Love Carrots. It's called Carrot Top by Fancy That. I think it's so cute, this little primitive bunny with the carrot. So in order to sign up to win this, let me know if you think spring has actually started yet where you live. It has been so cold and miserable. Today it's gorgeous, and I actually should be outside doing a run or a walk or something, but we are just starting to see our daylilies sprout. And we were up in Minneapolis, like I said, not this weekend but the weekend before, and there was still snow in the ditches. And then of course they got that huge blizzard that went through like Wednesday of last week, and we got rain. It was so windy here and rained, and the wind was nonstop, just really high winds. I mean, not like tornado high winds, but really high winds for 3 solid days. And I was so thankful that that rain wasn't snow, and I felt so bad for the people who did get all the snow. So do you think spring has actually started yet? Yes or no? Enter in the comments below. And you need to enter here. Some people go and answer the question on my Facebook page, and that doesn't count. I have other giveaways and specials and stuff that I do that are unique to my Facebook page. So, so make sure you enter here. If you're using a phone or a tablet device, you may have to scroll past all of the coming up next videos to get to the comments, and it'll say enter a public comment, and you do it there. So let me know what you think. So let me look through my list here. I think I covered everything. So thank you, everybody. Again, I hope you'll subscribe. Again, thank you to the 181 people who have already subscribed. I just can't believe it. I'm so happy. I have a special giveaway for when we reach 500 subscribers. So share the videos with your friends and tell them to subscribe so that we can do something special at 500. So your comments and your questions are welcome, and I really would like to hear what you have to say and what you think. And I'll put some links down below of the things that I covered today. And have a great weekend, everybody, and happy stitching. Bye.